If I can, I want to add a little bit to your first question about independence of Belarus. My area in our group is Ukrainian position towards Belarus, and during this migrant crisis in autumn a few months ago, in autumn 2020, one official Ukrainian position was that this crisis, the strategy of this crisis, was developed in strongly connection with Russia. So it wasn't politics of Lukashenko or Belarus. Ukraine recognized this crisis as Russian operation, and Lukashenko just make it. From Ukrainian position, Max said that referendum can be changed to normalization of relations with West, but from Ukrainian position, after Lukashenko recognized Crimea as part of Russia, I think it was crossing of red line, after which it's impossible to come back to normal relations, of Ukrainian governments, any governments with Lukashenko's regime. So I think in Ukrainian context, referendum cannot be a factor for normalization relations.
Alexander will correct me here, but I do believe that experience we have with repeated Ukrainian revolutions show us that the more time, so at certain point you got this, you just passed the threshold of civil society engagement, and when people start being engaged together, at certain point they move to what happened in Ukraine in 2014. So you have a real grassroots movement that is ready for change. So we need to be ready as the EU for as Mao Zedong would say, a long march. But I believe that at the end, there is a chance for a proper civil society change. Yes?
Yes, the Ukrainian story was a little bit another, but I agree that for development of civil society in any country, we need time, society need time, and probably if to find some historical stories like in Belarus now, I think we should remember about Solidarity Revolution in Poland in 1980, and Poland needs 10 years more to become free country, and this 10 years was years of development, this civil society in Poland, and actually already another generation was in 1990, yes, when Poland began to be free country. So that's why I think Belarusian civil society needs this time, and this process already started, I think. I want to add a little bit shortly about future of Belarusian-Ukrainian relations. Speaking about relations of government to Lukashenko's regime, as I said, after crossing of this red line, when Lukashenko recognized Crimea as a part of Russia, Lukashenko became to be too toxic for Ukrainian politics, for Ukrainian society, first of all, because actually Ukraine never have had a government which had really critical political thought towards Lukashenko, and even now, if we will remember what happened 1 year ago, yes, even this actual government of Zelensky, of Shmyhal, they had politic of separation of political crisis, as they call them, that from from economy, and they said that politics is one thing and economy is other thing, and we wouldn't provide any sanctions against Belarus. But after Lukashenko crossed this red line, any cooperation with Lukashenko will be too toxic, because for Ukrainian society, cooperation with any politic who recognize Crimea is impossible, never, and it's very strongly position of Ukrainian society. So that's why I think that any other government, I said any other because it can change in any moment in Ukrainian politics, but for any other government for Ukrainian, cooperation with Lukashenko will be too toxic, and that's why I think that governments will try to make this energy trade dependence of Ukraine from Belarus less and less. And but the problem which we have that Ukrainian state, Ukrainian society right now actually have no any dialogue with Belarusian society, because from one hand we have no dialogue and dialogue with Lukashenko's regime, and we have no some initiatives which was like Forum of Region was a few years ago, etc. It was all closed right now. But also we have no dialogue, Ukrainians, I mean, with Belarus Democratic Society. I mean, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya and her team. This dialogue right now is in very low level, unfortunately, and I think that one of missions also of our group is to try to begin this dialogue, yes, of Ukrainian society with Belarusian Democratic Society to try make more understandable for Ukrainians what is Belarusian Democratic Society, and to Belarusian Democratic Society what is Ukrainian society, and how they should speak with each other. And so I think it's one of our missions. That's why we always will have a lot texts about Ukraine, about Ukrainian society, about this dialogue in the future.